Hello my darklings, it's me, Cherry. Thanks for joining me. Today I am super excited because I am going to be trying out the Shroud Cosmetics Arcana palette. This is my first time using this palette. I have done nothing but swatches, and I will put them up here for you to take a look. I'm really excited. This palette is the perfect combination of grungy and jewel toned mattes and shimmers respectively. So I am going to be doing eye swatches, but not your standard eye swatches. A lot of these shades are meant to pair with one another, so I am going to be doing the complementing matte and shimmer shades on each eye. So you'll see all 6 mattes and all 6 shimmers on one eye together. So to get us started, I am going to be doing the greens and blues. Those are the shades, let's see, Darkling, how fitting, and Alchemy. And then on the other eye, I will be doing Shroud and Mystic. I have already gone ahead and primed my eyes with my Wet n Wild, it's been too long since I've used this, Wet n Wild Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer. So I'm going to zoom you in here and get started. I know it's high-tech zoom here. I think I've talked about this before. I pull the camera towards me. Anyways, for each of the mattes, I will be using my e.l.f. Fluffy Eye Blender brush. They're just great. They're great brushes, and I think they work great with mattes, and they do a really good job blending out. They're just your standard big fluffy brush. So, and then for each of the shimmer shades, I will be using a couple of Notoriously Morbid brushes. They're very similar. They're kind of flat packing brushes. One's like a little bit bigger than the other, but they basically serve the same function. I will also be using my NYX Glitter Primer with those shimmers. So let's go ahead and get started. On this eye, I'm going to go in to start with Darkling. I'm going to be going really light with this to start because these are extremely pigmented and dark. So I don't want to overdo it too much. And again, like I said, this is my first time using Shroud Cosmetics shadows, so I don't really know what to expect. This is going to be a journey for all of us together. I've heard a lot of really good things about them. I am really excited because I did go ahead and order their collab with Butte Bean, who is just one of my favorite humans on YouTube. If you have never checked her out, I highly recommend her. She's super sweet. I've actually had a few conversations with her in Instagram messages, and she's always super kind, very, very nice. She's very good at responding, and I just think she's the bee's knees. So I was super excited when I found out she was doing a collab with Shroud Cosmetics, and I've ordered that palette. It is coming. I didn't get in on the original pre-order group. I got in later, so there's really no ETA. So I'm glad to have these to play with in the meantime. So I'm getting some skipping. Not necessarily the shadow's fault. It, again, could just be my age, as I've talked about a little bit. Could just be my application method. I don't freaking know. I mean, it's actually pretty bad. I greatly dislike when it does that. The color is gorgeous. This is like a perfect, like grungy, foresty green. That's like gorgeous. And these are the first shades that I'm doing. So, you know, I very well may decide to use a different primer and see if it helps. I don't know. All right, to try to deal with some of that skipping, I am just gonna grab this. This is just one of those Notoriously Morbid brushes. It's just a fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna kind of work on it to try to see. I'm not putting any product on this. I'm just gonna try to see if I can work out some of that skipping. All right, I've got it worked out a little bit. There's still a fair bit of skipping there. So I'm not real pleased about that, but you know what? We're gonna soldier on. Gonna be taking my other fluffy eye blender brush, and I'm gonna go in with that matte blue Shroud. And with this, I'm trying to make sure that I don't press down very hard because I don't want the same skipping. All right, so that worked a lot nicer. I was a lot more gentle with it, but it seemed to work out pretty well. I'm just gonna grab just my e.l.f. crease brush, and I'm gonna work just to blend that out a little bit more. Pay no mind to yesterday's glitter. There are no sequins in this shadow. It is pure matte. That's just from yesterday. Okay. I really like that color. I really like the way that color looks with my eye. That is really pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna take one of those flat brushes with my NYX Glitter Primer, and I'm gonna go ahead and lay that down in preparation for shimmer. Okay, I'm gonna use that same brush, and I am going to grab Alchemy. That is super duper pretty. That shade is just gorgeous. Very nice jeweled green, just very classic emerald shade, and I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel doing it this way with like the grungy undertones of the mattes with the sort of rich, vibrant jewel tone. But I think this is really super pretty. I'm just gonna grab that fluffy eye blender brush with a literally just tap of darkling. And I'm just going to get a little bit more in that outer corner. Okay, just wanted to deepen it up a little bit. Okay, grabbing that other flat brush with more NYX Glitter Primer and slapping that on in preparation for the shimmery blue. And then I'm gonna go in a little bit and grab some of that Mystic. Ooh, good golly molly. Good golly molly. Good golly, Miss Molly, that's pretty. Wow. Wowie, wow. That is gorgeous. I'm gonna do the same thing, taking that same fluffy blender brush that I used with the Shroud shade and just tapping in a tiny little bit. This shade isn't as deep as the Darkling is on this side, so it's not gonna give me that same effect, but just wanna build that outer corner just a little bit more. Oh, wow. These are so flippin' pretty. I am absolutely impressed, and happily so. They applied so nicely. I'm just gonna do a little bit more blending while I talk about it, taking those same brushes with no product on them. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Again, it's anytime you go with a new brand, you can never really tell what's gonna happen. My skills are, you know, different than everyone else's, and but these performed great. Let's see, fallout. There's a little bit of fallout that I can see. I don't know if I'm gonna need to actually go like wash my face off or not. It doesn't seem like I'm going to need to. Let me get real up close and personal here. No, I don't think so. Gorgeous. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the look, come back, do a nice slow-mo for you, talk about the things that I used to finish my look. So yeah, I'll be right back. All right, this is the final look. I decided to pair the blue and green eyes with a blue and green lippy. This is the Murmaider Black Metals liquid lip from Blackmoon Cosmetics. I am in love with this. This is probably one of my favorite teals in my collection. The shifts and the metallics, it's just gorgeous. And I think it works beautifully with this look because there are gorgeous metallics on my lid. So that is why I chose it. I used my Mally Evercolor Starlight Waterproof Liner in my waterline. I used my NYX Professional Eyebrow Powder Pencil in Caramel on my brows. Used my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer in C01. It's still, I think, a little bit too light for me, but I'm trying to work with it. And I am still working on going through my Urban Decay Perversion mascara. I really enjoyed these shades. I want to maybe use some different brushes on my next try. to see if maybe I don't get skipping. Otherwise, I just have to be really frickin' soft with it. Like, it worked okay on the blue eye, not so much on the green eye, because I don't know if you can see it, and maybe it's just in person, but there's skipping still in the crease. But I really enjoyed playing with these shades, so let's flip it to tomorrow when I'm going to try 2 more. Good morning and welcome to day number 2. We are doing 4 more colors. Today I am going to be putting Sacred and Enchantress on this eye, and Entity and Chalice on this eye. Because I had a little bit of skipping yesterday, I don't think it has anything to do with the product, but for my personal comfort level, whatever you want to call it, I'm switching things up a little bit. I have primed my eye with my Sigma eyeshadow base primer in Ignite, and I'm going to be trying the e.l.f. detail crease brushes for the mattes. They're a little bit smaller. I think what I'm going to need to do, and what worked for me a little bit better yesterday, was just sort of placing the color and then blending it. These big boy fluffy eye blender brushes will be on standby, so if I need them for blending, I can grab them and help them out. I do, however, want to take 1 second just to point out the adorableness of my Lisa Frank shirt today. I don't know if anybody else is a fan. Just takes me back to the good old days, the 80s, the 90s, you know. I think I got this from Tord like forever ago, but I love it. It makes me happy. I hope it makes you happy too. Let's get into it. All right, I'm gonna start with that e.l.f. detail crease brush and Entity on this eye, and I'm just gonna go ahead and lay out that same sort of pattern of matte in the crease. That is a super pretty mustardy yellow. I'm gonna swippy swap on over. Same kind of brush with Sacred on this crease. That is a really pretty grungy mauve, as it turns out. Okay. I'm seeing a little bit of fallout on this eye, so I'm just gonna wipe that away right away. Well, none really on that side. Ooh, I must have slept on this side of my face. I did literally just get up, so you're getting me fresh from sleepy time. All right. That worked a lot better. There's no skipping. And I think just changing up the method of application, where I'm just sort of patting it on and then blending it out, is working really well. So I'm gonna stick with that. Let's see, that's the yellow. I just want a little bit more, bring this up a little bit more, this Sacred shade. Yep, that's what it's called. There we go. I like that. It's really pretty. I like both of these actually. All right, I'm gonna use the same shimmer brushes that I used yesterday, just those flat guys, and my NYX Glitter Primer. Gonna take a blob of that, just like so, and put it on this eye in preparation for that Chalice shade. Wow. Look at how gorgeous and wet that looks. That is just stunning. Hi, buddy. Got a kitty cat in the background that clearly is dying from lack of attention. Positively dying. All right. Ooh, that is wow. I mean, yesterday's were beautiful. This is just like slickery goodness. Whew. All right. Moving on to the other brush, grabbing some more NYX Glitter Primer. Another blob. And we are preparing for Enchantress. That is really pretty. Not quite as slick and wet looking as the other, as Chalice is, but still just as gorgeous as yesterday's jewel tones. I am kind of living for this grunged matched with jewel tone. I'm not usually a big grunge fan. Call it a sign of the times, but this year I've been like way more interested in getting a little more grungy shades in my collection. So I'm just gonna take a dab more and just try to kind of like cover that line that the glitter primer made. Here we go. Ooh, that worked beautifully. Huh. Who knew? I'll do the same thing on this eye. Just a little bit more, just a dab. Just wanna fill in those little blank spaces. All right. Golly, that's pretty. I'm gonna go off camera, finish my look, and then I will come back for a slow-mo and talk about what I used and what I thought. All right, so this is the completed look. I used pretty much the same things I used yesterday with the exception of the lip. Mally Evercolor Starlight Waterproof Liner in Midnight. NYX Professional Eyebrow Powder Pencil in Caramel. Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer in CO1. Urban Decay Perversion Mascara in black, of course. And I decided to go with the Selene liquid lip from Blackmoon Cosmetics. This isn't a part of, like, I guess it's not technically a part of their Black Metals line, but it is a metallic lipstick, obviously. And I thought the tones, I mean, they really more complement this eye, but I thought it would work nicely with both of them, and I don't think I was wrong. I think this looks cute. So yes. The shades for today: Sacred, Chalice, Enchantress, and Entity. I really liked playing with these. I think they performed great. The color payoff was great. I thought Enchantress was going to play a little more pink, but once I've got it on my eye, I really don't feel like that was the case. It definitely looks more pink in the pan to me. But I think it turned out gorgeous. I think it pairs great with that Sacred shade. Entity is a solid mustard yellow, and that Chalice shade is just sickening. I mean, that is like wet metallic goodness on your shade, that is just wet metallic goodness on your lid. So I am not disappointed at all. These are gorgeous. I look forward to spending the rest of the day looking like a freaking mystical goddess. And I will come back tomorrow and we will do the last 4 shades in this palette. All right, here we are, day number 3, and the last 4 shades in the palette. I will be pairing Altar with Familiar and Relic with Nocturnal. I'll go Altar, Familiar on this eye, and then Relic and Nocturnal on this eye. I have already primed my eyes with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer. My my NYX Glitter Primer has literally grown feet and walked away. I cannot find it, so I blame the cats. So I'm going to use my Sigma Eyeshadow Base Primer in Bubbly. I use this sometimes because it does create a nice shiny base for the shadows to sit on. I don't find it creates that same like vibrant, wet look like the NYX does. But it's better than nothing because I can't find my NYX Glitter Primer, so sorry about that. Just gonna be using those same e.l.f. detail crease brushes for the mattes, and then those Notoriously Morbid flat guys for the shimmers. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, that turned out really nicely. I found when I started to try to initially drag it on that inner portion, it did start skipping. So with these mattes, you are definitely going to want to kind of dab the color down and then blend it out later, because otherwise, if you are a little bit older like I am, I'm 30, well, I'll be 37 this year, you're gonna potentially get a little bit of skipping. So now switching over to Relic. All right. I'm not always a huge fan of cool browns. Sometimes I find they end up looking like a little shitty on me, literally. But this is not bad. This is not bad at all. Very nice and soft, kind of taupey tone. So I'm gonna grab that Sigma Eyeshadow Base Primer in Bubbly. And I'm just gonna lay that down as my base for the shimmer shade. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it out with my fingertip. I'll be interested to see how these apply on top of a different primer. Hopefully they are just as vibrant and beautiful. So on this eye, we're taking Familiar. Wow, that's really pretty. Dare I say, I think they actually, well, this one at least performed better on top of that primer over the NYX. Feels a little blasphemous saying that because NYX is usually the best. But that's really nice. Maybe not super wet like that Chalice, that gold shade was yesterday, this guy. But still really solid. And last but not least, Nocturnal. All right, that is really pretty. I didn't know if that, if those purple tones were gonna go real well with the taupe matte, but I think that looks great. And while these aren't the most wet looking, I think they performed pretty well over that Sigma base. So I am going to go finish my face as I usually do. Concealer, mascara, liner, brows, lips. Yep. And I'll be right back. All right, so I finished off my look with the same things I've been using this whole time. Mally Evercolor Starlight Waterproof Liner in Midnight, my NYX Professional Pencil, Powder Pencil, Eyebrow Powder Pencil in Caramel, my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Hydrate Concealer in C01, Urban Decay Perversion Mascara in Black, and today I decided to go with the Notoriously Morbid Mystic Matte Lip Color in Lupine Ways. I think it pairs really nicely with the neutral tones on my eyes. So these 4 shades are beautiful. I think they make fantastic neutral additions to the palette without really giving up any of the wow factor. One of my big gripes when I first saw this palette probably a year or 2 ago when Butte Bean looked at it, I was like, where's my vibrant, bright purple? Because I love like a good like jewel toned like deep royal purple. But I don't hate Nocturnal. I think it makes a great a great complementary shade that you can use with the other shades in this palette to create more vibrant looks. Obviously this is just like kind of a first impression because I haven't played with any of these on my eyes together yet. I've just done the swatches. But I feel like this is a really well-balanced palette. You get your bright pops of color, you get the solid neutral tones to kind of work with them. There's plenty of darkness, there's plenty of light. I apologize if you hear the people cutting down whatever in the background. But I feel like this is a fantastic grunge / jewel tone palette. I think it's perfect for fall. That's the vibes that I get from it. That's like a huge reason why I bought it. I don't have a lot of grunge in my collection. So that's one of the things that I'm really like adding to my collection this year is grungy stuff. So overall first impression after the eye swatches, these were great. As far as performance goes, I will say, after the first day, I had a little bit of fallout with the green and blue shades. Switching my technique basically took care of that. Yesterday and today, I had absolutely no fallout. Glitter primer, that NYX glitter primer worked the best. I hope I can find mine, otherwise I'll just have to purchase another one, which I think it's like $5 for, so boohoo. But I actually was really impressed today with how the Sigma worked. This is a little bit more expensive. Obviously, I think they're like 20 bucks a pop, but I'm pretty impressed, and I'll be interested to see how these stay. Day one, I really only wore the green and blue on my eyes for a few hours, so I can't speak to the staying power of those. Yesterday I had some creasing by the end of my day, which I felt like it was always where I get creasing usually. If I don't pull my shimmer up past my crease a little bit, I'll get creasing right at that line where the matte meets the shimmer. So that happened yesterday. I don't really think that has anything to do with the palette. I think that's just my eyes. I'll be interested to see how this holds up today. I am going on a bike ride, thus the like athletic-y hoodie situation going on. I usually don't get real sweaty, but you know, it's more perspiring. It's more active than I usually am. So yeah, I'll be interested to see how this stays. But yeah, overall, I feel like this is a really solid palette. First time trying Shroud, really liked it. It took quite a while to ship, but I don't think that's the company's fault. They ended up dropping the Butte Bean collab right after I ordered this, so I know she was working on a lot of things, juggling a lot of balls in her court, and but she did a great job. This is beautiful. I would recommend it. If you are looking for a solid grunge and jewel tone addition to your collection, this Arcana palette is just beautiful. So let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this video. Are you interested in this palette? Are you gonna pick it up? Do you want to see some more with it? I've got a lot of new makeup coming soon, just because we're still in quarantine and stress buying is a thing. But I do plan to play with it, whether it's on film or not, because I want to see how these all work together. So let me know. Let me know what you thought of this format of eye swatching. Did you like that idea of pairing the mattes with the shimmers so you can see how some of the colors work together without doing a full first impression look? I think I might be moving away from first impressions just because I don't feel like you can necessarily get the true effect of what's in the palette unless you can use every single shade. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you liked this, hit the thumbs up. If it's not your jam, hit the thumbs down. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more from me, click that subscribe button and don't forget to tap the bell so you receive notifications whenever I post. And don't forget, Black Lives Matter. There's a huge resource link down in the description box below. Check it out and find some great ways to donate your time and or money to do whatever you can to support the movement. And please stay spooky. I'll see you next time.